You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Welcome back to the Cabral Concept. I'm Stephen Cabral, and today on this Weight Loss Wednesday edition, we're going to get deep into when you should actually consume water during the day. You know, should you always have a thermos with you where you're sipping on it all day long, almost like it's like a little bit of an addiction that you can't let that water bottle go? Or are there specific times that you should be drinking water to optimally hydrate your body? So let's get right into it. And what I want to talk about is this. It's very important that you do follow the general rule, general advice, not of 8 glasses of water per day, but of actually about half your body weight in ounces of water. So I've given this tip before, but really important to take 10 seconds to go through it right now, is that let's just say you weigh 160 pounds, all right? If we divide your 160 pounds in half, we're going to get 80 pounds. And if we take that in ounces, we have 80 ounces, right? So 80 ounces, divide that by 8 ounces per glass, and we get 10 glasses of water per day. So now we have a little bit better of a barometer to figure out how many glasses you should be drinking per day. Because again, if you weigh 160 pounds and you should be drinking 10 or right around there, and someone's 200, well then obviously 8 glasses of water per day is just a really generic recommendation. So we like to do things a little bit more with something called bio-individuality. And that means things that are better for your body. So it also means that if you're someone with low blood pressure, low energy, just feeling overall weak, you may not want to consume a lot of water that just flushes more and more minerals out of your body. Or if you do, you'll probably want to put a pinch of sea salt in that with a little bit of lemon. But let's get back to just overall general population. How much water should you be drinking? Well, about half your body weight. So just take half your body weight and put that in ounces and then just divide by 8. That's going to give you how many per day. Now, if we say that 10 glasses, a person typically carries around that 16.9 ounce water bottle, that little plastic water bottle, and that's 2 glasses of water. So you would need 5 of those a day. But herbal tea, so basically like a ginger tea or lemon water, all of those will count. Caffeinated beverages will not count, and smoothies will count as well. Smoothies are basically frozen fruit, typically with a little bit of protein powder, all-in-one powder like I recommend, maybe some greens if you're getting fancy, maybe some other things, and then water. So what I would say is that if you're doing that, you're getting the water that's in the fruit and you're getting the water that's actually in the smoothie, and that counts as well. Now, the more protein you eat, the more water you have to drink as well. So it does get a little bit tricky, but try to stay with the general recommendations that I did make. And then if you're someone that needs to drink less because you feel bloated, it's just too much water, well, then you're going to drink less. And if you're someone that needs to drink more because you sweat a lot, then absolutely do drink more. So the other part I would say is this. It's actually fairly important when you do drink your water during the day. And what I would say is this. When you are consuming whole food meals, now, again, I do recommend that AM smoothie. It's easy, it's quick, it's on the go, it's inexpensive, and it doesn't make us turn on our digestive systems for this massive meal in the morning, which could be like, people eating like chicken sausages and all that. I'll talk about that in the future, but trying to weigh yourself down with that much food in the morning, probably not the best idea unless you're able just to relax and have a really easy morning, which is why I typically have a nice brunch on the weekend, but it's a day when I'm just maybe a little bit more relaxed. All right, so when should we consume this water? Well, we can consume it absolutely when we first wake up. You should have 1 or 2 glasses when you wake up. Again, you can always add a little lemon water or a little squeeze of lemon to your water if you would like that. And then away from meals, all right? So 30 minutes before your lunch is essentially when you should stop drinking the majority of your water. And the reason you want to do this is because you do not want to dilute your digestive enzymes, which are going to help you break down the food during that meal. So during the meal, you could sip on a little bit of warm ginger tea, maybe a little bit of black coffee if you're into that. Again, I'm not recommending that you start consuming coffee, but if you're a coffee drinker, it's better to consume it after the meal or during the meal because it will help create a little bit more heat. Now, it should be hot coffee, and a little bit of acidity, which helps with that stomach acid to break down protein. All right, but let's just get back to the water topic. And then after you finish your meal, you want to wait about an hour, again, as long as you can after the meal so that you do not dilute all of the digestive acids in your stomach that is now working after that meal. So essentially, when you begin to eat, you want that food to come into the stomach with just some water. Again, you've had that a half hour before or during the morning, and that's going to help with the mucosa of the stomach lining, but it's going to be enough liquid and enough hydration in your body to be able to churn up the food and burn up the food, which it should to help burn it down. And then during your meal, just enough water to help move the food down. No problem at all. And again, during your meal, it should be a warm beverage at the worst, room temperature, and then at the best, a nice hot cup of tea or something like that. And then after that 1 hour, you can go back to drinking whatever you would like. Again, I'm not a big advocate of drinking cold beverages in general. And the reason is that unless it's a hot day and it's away from food, it's not going to be great for that digestive system, all right, that cold water. Now, people have said drink cold water to burn more body fat. That's a little bit of a misunderstanding. The most you could possibly burn is that I've seen from research base is maybe about 13 calories or so from the thermogenic effect of trying to heat up that cold water. It's simply not worth it in terms of weakening your digestive system. So then after lunch, you can drink water through the whole afternoon, essentially, all during your workout and before your workout, which you absolutely should. And then again, a half hour or so before dinner, sip on something, a hot tea during your dinner, or again, just a little bit of room temperature water during that meal. And then not a lot of fluids after your dinner. And the reason is you want to be able to start winding down your day and make sure that you don't have to, wake up to urinate throughout the night, which is really important for good, restful sleep. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense of why you'd want to do this, keep your water away from your meals. And the reason why this is on a Weight Loss Wednesday is because so many people are diluting their stomach acids, which they, have been told maybe they have too much stomach acid or whatever it might be, but also the digestive enzymes. And the problem is that is not allowing you to properly extract all of the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients from your food. And if that's happening, well, your body's gonna be hungrier. It's gonna always want more and more food to extract more and more nutrition because it doesn't do a great job in the first place. And a lot of people are getting bloated from drinking all this water during their meals with food, and that food is just basically fermenting in their stomach with all of the water and all of the food there that shouldn't be mixed in that way. So it's taking longer to break the food down, longer for it to move through your stomach, and that's causing a lot of the bloating that people are suffering from as well. Now, of course, there could be bacterial overgrowth, there could be candida overgrowth, other things like that as well. But let's at least look at not drinking a lot of water during the meal. Before and after, still getting about half of your body weight in ounces of fluid per day. Hopefully that makes sense and that you start to put this into practice. Let us know how you did. We're always interested in hearing your success story. Thank you again for tuning into the Cabral Concept.
Before you go, I wanted to share a personal story with you. The real reason I began to get well finally is because I figured out what was wrong with me. And that might seem pretty obvious, but I went from doctor to doctor for over 2 years before discovering at-home functional medicine lab testing. These are the labs that enabled me to finally figure out what was wrong with my hormones, blood sugar, electrolytes, and gut health. And once I knew what was wrong, I could then follow a proven plan in order to rebalance my body from the inside out. This is why I believe so strongly in functional medicine lab testing and why I've made it my mission to share these labs with the world. Now at equa.life, you can order an at-home lab test or lab bundle for you and your family and be able to complete it within the week. Plus, the EquaLife difference is that you're not left to try to read and figure out these labs on your own. We explain what your lab numbers mean, what they mean in the much bigger picture, and then how to go about rebalancing your body in order to heal. To see our full selection of lab tests, or to set up a free lab selection call to find out what labs may be best for you, simply head on over to equa.life/labs. And do remember, we ship these all over the world. To find out more and to set up your free lab selection call, simply head on over to equa.life/labs. That's EQUI.LIFE/labs.